Hey YouTube, welcome back to Cassandra's Kitchen, where I eat to live and I live to eat. Today I'm going to be making a jalapeno and bacon macaroni and cheese. And if you're interested in learning how I make this delicious macaroni and cheese dish, stay tuned and I'll show you. Alright guys, to make this delicious macaroni and cheese dish, it's a baked macaroni and cheese dish. What I'm going to be using today is some Dyia, the mild cheddar style block cheese. I'm going to be using some Follow Your Heart smoked Gouda. And I'm going to be using some dairy-free plain yogurt. This is going to be like a sour cream. And I'm going to be using jalapenos. I'm going to be using some Benevolent bacon. I'm going to fry this up. For our pasta, we're going to be using the Banza noodles. So these are gluten-free chickpea noodles. Going to need a little bit of milk and your seasonings. So to get started, what I'm going to go ahead and do is start cooking our bacon, because we want to get our bacon crispy. And you guys seen me use this bacon before. It's got a really great taste. So we're going to make this with our macaroni and cheese. And we're going to chop up some jalapenos. So I'm going to go ahead and get our bacon on so that'll get started. I'm not going to do the noodles just yet because these don't take very long to cook. So you don't want to overcook them because they will kind of start to break apart as you baking it, because we're going to put this in the oven. So we really don't want to overcook these. We want to get these just right. So as we mix everything else in, we can get it in the oven and let it bake. Now, before I went vegan or, changed from eating cheese, I used to make a really great macaroni and cheese, baked macaroni and cheese dish. And I would use like 3 different cheeses, your cream cheese, your cheddar cheese, and your sour creams. And I used to put all that in there and it would be really good. So I'm like, I just gotta work with these cheese. So I love the smoked Gouda. I love the mild cheddar. And then we're gonna use the plain yogurt for our sour cream. I have some mozzarella. I'm on the fence if I'm going to use some of that or not, but we're going to see as we start to mix this together. But I'm going to go ahead and get our bacon on. And so all you do for your bacon is basically, I'm just going to spray my pan with a little bit of oil. And this doesn't take very long to cook. We want to get them crispy enough so we can crumble them up so we can put in our macaroni and cheese. Have my water ready for my noodles. This is going to be a really quick and easy dish. I don't know about you, but I love macaroni and cheese. But we didn't eat it all the time. We really made it more around the holidays. I don't know why, but we love macaroni and cheese. So this is what we're having tonight. And so what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to do the macaroni and cheese, and I'm going to make some brats on the side. I'm going to do some brats with some coleslaw on top. So that wasn't for this video, but because I'm going to be making it, I may just kind of show that as well, how we do our brats. I'm using the Beyond sausage, brat sausages for that. So I may show you how I cook those as well. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and get that browning, and then we're going to start on our cheese sauce. So what we're going to do, because vegan cheese, we want to get it already melted down to pour on our noodles. So I'm going to take and start mixing all of this in my saucepan over here on the stove to get the cheeses melted down. And then we'll season everything once it's inside the pasta. I'm not going to put the sour cream in until last because it's already melted down. Or, it's already got that consistency to stir in. But we're going to go ahead and get our cheese into a nice sauce. What you're going to need to do that is some almond milk. And so we'll come over here to the stove and start to melt that down. All right, guys. So we got just a little bit of the milk, almond milk in the pan. And we're just going to cut up our cheese just to kind of let that get into a nice sauce. This cheese comes in a block. And so I just want to kind of break it down a little bit here. And you want to save a little bit of your cheese to garnish on top of your macaroni. So don't cook it all up in your sauce, you can, but I want to brown a little bit on the top of mine. So I'm just going to save some to grate on the top. So I'm just getting the cheese in here. Now you can put your seasonings in your cheese sauce if you want, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to add all my seasonings in once I get my macaroni and stuff cooked and get everything in my pan, in my dish to put in the oven. Okay, so that's all the cheddar. Now the smoked Gouda, it comes in the slices, but I'm going to use all of these, so we're going to just go ahead and get this kind of cut up in here. And I think I'm not going to use the mozzarella cheese. I just got this 3 cheese in my head from back in the day when I used to make my regular macaroni, but it's not necessary. These 2 cheeses will be fine, and we're going to use the other sour cream as that 3rd piece. So we have that there. And you really want to watch your cheese sauce because we don't want it to stick. So you don't want to leave that really unattended because it's not going to take long for this milk to heat up and for your cheese sauce to get done here. All right. So I am browning the bacon here. I'm actually almost over browned that. Don't overcook your bacon, guys. This bacon doesn't take long at all to brown. So already take these out here. Yeah, they cook really quick, and I had mine up just a tad bit too high starting off, but that's okay. I have a couple more pieces I wanted to put in here. So let's see. So we'll oil it. And this is the Benevolent bacon. Alright, so these I'm about ready to take out. Yeah, no. I think I overcooked these 2. That's okay. We'll put those to the side. But the rest of these will be fine. Okay. All right, yeah, just watch your temperature on the Benevolent bacon. Like I said, it doesn't take long to cook at all, but it gets good and crispy. So we're gonna use those. We'll chop those up here in a moment. Uh-oh. Let me get something because I hate making a mess. This is all you do, guys. It's not going to take long to get this cheese sauce down. So you see it's kind of starting to melt here. I have it on kind of medium, between medium high. Okay. Okay. So I am going to go ahead now and do my pasta in there because it's not going to take very long for that cheese sauce. You see I turned my skillet down, so your bacon should crisp up about like this. The other couple pieces I did get a little too dark, but that's okay because we have plenty of it here. And all right, let me get my pasta. And these again are the Banza pasta elbow macaronis. You can use basically any type of pasta, but I like using the elbow macaroni for my macaroni. Okay. Let's give that a twirl in here. All right. Let's keep a watch out for our cheese. So what we're going to do, we're just going to let this cheese cook down. Once the cheese cooks down and the pasta is done, we'll go ahead and start to assemble our macaroni and cheese. Alright guys, so this is pretty much, you know, cooked up really well. It's got a few chunks in here that will break up as we continue to stir it up. But I just wanted to kind of show you how much I cooked down my cheese, make the cheese sauce. And you can add more milk now, or you can add a little bit more as you're doing. Wait till you get it on top of your pasta, so you don't make it too loose. But you know, you want to have a creamy macaroni and cheese, and that's going to come with your milk. So just wanted to give you a glance at the cheese here, and it's just cooking down a little bit more. I'm breaking it up, and we're about ready to go ahead and assemble our macaroni and cheese. So let's get started. Alright guys, so we got our macaroni noodles ready. And so now we're just going to go ahead and start building our mac and cheese. Get this off here. Okay. Get my little hand towel. So what I'm going to start off first is putting some butter down in our noodles. Some vegan butter, and I'm using, this one is the Melt Organic. It's a vegan butter. Just want to get some butter down in here. Get that going. Okay. And this is where I'm going to start adding my seasonings to my pasta. So we want to make sure it's good and flavorful, because you guys know I don't like bland food, and so if we're going to make it, it's got to taste delicious. Okay, so we're going to let that butter just get coated through all the pasta. Okay, and I don't want to beat up my macaroni too much, so I'll go ahead and get my seasonings in here, and I'll finish stirring that in. So I'm going to put some black pepper. And like I always say, season to your likings. This is just what I'm using. I'm going to use a little bit of my pink Himalayan salt. Ooh, that pepper. Excuse me. And I'm using some granulated garlic powder. This is not a salt, this is the garlic powder. I'm going to be using some Mrs. Dash garlic and herb. This doesn't have any salt in it. I just like the herbs that's down in here. And last but not least, the smoked paprika. I'm just going to give it that smoky taste. I think I use smoked paprika in almost everything now, because I love the way it seasons your food. It just gives it that extra flavor. And so, yeah, this is going to be good. And you can taste your pasta as you get everything mixed in here, just to make sure it has the flavors that you're looking for, which I know mine will. I'm pretty much know how much to put in now that I do it so often. So we're going to just go with that. Like I said, I don't really measure my seasonings because everybody's taste buds are different. I just kind of give you an idea of what I'm using, and then you can kind of go from there. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and get my sour cream in here. Well, this is the plain yogurt, but it's going to be a sour cream replacement. I don't know if you've ever had it before, but it tastes just like sour cream when I mix it with my Mexican food. If I make something that needs sour cream, it does the trick. So it doesn't taste like yogurt at all. It's plain, it's unsweetened. So this is kind of going to help bring that extra cheesy consistency that we want to our macaroni and cheese. Excuse me, one moment. These peppers and green peppers, like these jalapeno peppers I got over here, are messing with my sinuses. Okay. And you always want to make sure before you put your macaroni in the oven that it's not dry, because right now it's dry. That's why you're going to add your milks and everything in here, because when it bakes down, excuse me, it's gonna start taking away from the moisture, and you don't want it to be dry. So we're gonna make sure this is real good and creamy before we place this in the oven. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do is put some jalapenos in here. I went ahead and just took the seeds out. If you wanna leave your seeds in, you can. It'll just make it a little more spicy. I just like the taste of the jalapeno, not too much more for the spice of the jalapeno, because it is macaroni and cheese, so we're just gonna kind of not make it too spicy. And I'm dicing these down pretty small. I know usually I have all my vegetables and stuff cut up, but I was like, maybe I'll just chop this up on camera today. Okay, we'll cut more of these here. And when we get this in the oven, because I know some people do eat the Beyond Meat, and people ask, well, how do you cook it? You know, how do you get it, you know, to taste really good? So I'll show you how I do mine. It's kind of like I'm searing it or grilling it on top of the stove, but I'm adding in extra flavor to it because I'm using the plain brats. And these are amazing. My husband's like, what did you do? So we made some, and so they really turned out really well. So we're gonna do that, and I'm gonna put a little coleslaw on top of them. Just have a simple little brat sandwich with some macaroni and cheese on the side. Simple and easy for our Sunday dinner today. Okay. So we got our jalapenos here. And caution, if you use your fingers for your jalapenos, I would advise you do not touch your face because it will sting. So you want to make sure you wash your hands really well after you deal with jalapenos. So what we're going to do, actually I want to keep a couple of these off because I'm going to put a couple on the top in case when we get ready to put it in the oven. And then we're going to leave a couple of pieces of bacon. So y'all saw I did overcook a couple of pieces, but I did go ahead and make some more because you don't want no burnt bacon in your macaroni and it's going to taste scorched, and that ain't already worked for me. So I had to make a little bit more because the first one, my pan got a little hot and I was working with the cheese sauce. So I wasn't paying attention. That's okay. So I just cooked up some more. And now we back rocking and rolling. Okay. These don't have to be a certain size. I'm just making them where they will. These are a little bit more. I'm going to use my scissors. These were a little bit more crispy. Those. Okay. Get this in our macaroni too. If there's some big pieces, that's a little dark right there, I'll take those out. Okay, we just want to get this mixed up in here really good. And this is where we're going to need some milk. Okay, milk right here. Okay. Let's see. I may have to transition this into a bigger dish. We're going to see here once I start pouring in my cheese sauce. So I'm going to get all this mixed in here really well. And one of the seasonings that we just put in here is some spike. I missed my spike. So, we're about ready to go ahead and add our cheese sauce here. Well, I want to make sure my flavors are good. Definitely want to make sure you have flavor in it. So we're going to get our cheese. cheese sauce down in here. Like I said, you don't want to overcook your Banza noodles in the beginning because they do break down. So right now mine are holding up really well because I didn't overcook them. I took them out and because I know they're going to cook a little bit longer in the oven. So we don't want to overcook them because by the time you twist and mix everything in, they're going to be all broken up, and that's what you don't want to happen with your noodles. So, or you can use your regular wheat pasta, or you can use regular noodles, you know. I just choose to use the gluten-free ones on this menu. Like I said, I think I'm going to transfer this into a bigger dish because I really want to get that milk down in here. This is what I had at first. I thought it was too big, but I really got to make sure this has got a lot of cheese and liquid before I put it in the oven. So, bigger dish. Get all our flavors out of here. This is when the time will be like, I told you so. This is an I told you so moment. But we just gonna leave it at that. So now we can go ahead and get our other cheese sauce in here. Then we can get this all mixed up real well without worrying about spilling half of it on the countertop and all that. Okay. Voila. Okay. Here we go. Now we can actually mix. Get all that cheese mixed in here. And like I said, you can omit the bacon. You can even omit the jalapenos if you just want to do a straight macaroni and cheese. I just wanted to kind of doctor mine up a little bit this time with some jalapenos and some bacon. But you can actually leave those things out if you like, and it's still going to turn out good. Okay. So the trick again to making a great macaroni and cheese, you want to make sure you have enough liquid. That was the trick when I used to make it without being vegan. You want to make sure you use enough milk, so that way when you get that in that oven and it bakes for 45 minutes or so, it's going to come out good and creamy and moist, not dry. So the trick to a good macaroni and cheese is making sure you have enough milk in there. I would always tell my son them, because they always call for my recipes and they're not vegan, so they make it regular. I'm like, when you're making it, well, how much milk, Mom? You know, because I'll pour, I don't measure it. I'm like, you want to be able to shake it like it's a cornbread, loose cornbread texture. Then when you bake it in the oven for about 45 minutes, you bring that out, it's going to be perfect. It's not going to be dry, it's going to be moist. So that's the same concept here. You want to make sure you just got enough milk in there. All that stirred up good. Okay. I think we got a good consistency with our milk now. So what I'm going to do, because this is going to brown, I want it to have a little crisp on top. That's that old school macaroni and cheese. Get that little nice little crisp on top. So we're gonna we're gonna just shred some cheese on the top. Put a little bit of the jalapenos on that. And a couple of pieces of the bacon on the top as well. Just gotta taste this one more time. Okay. That's good. So, next thing. We're going to use our little grater here. And you can put breadcrumbs. I know a lot of people use breadcrumbs to give it an extra crisp on top. You can use, I think, the panko breadcrumbs. I have those, but I'm not going to put breadcrumbs on mine. I'm using the gluten-free pasta, so I'm trying to avoid the breadcrumbs this time. But if you wanted to do that, that will give you that extra little crisp. But this cheese is actually going to be a nice little crisp for this. Then we're going to sprinkle the remainder of our jalapenos on there, just as a garnish on top. And we're going to cut up a couple more little pieces of bacon. I think I actually cooked too much. I didn't have to cook this much bacon, but I'm sure to get taken care of. So let's see here. I'm making these pieces really small. I just want them to garnish. Just to garnish the top a little bit here. You gotta love your kitchen scissors. These are like one of the best things in the kitchen. I'm in a hurry. I don't want to take my cutting board out. I can just grab my kitchen scissors and be gone. Okay. I think we're good. All right, guys. So this is what it looks like. Let me wipe my hands and stuff here. Okay. This is what it looks like before we place it in the oven. So it's macaroni and cheese. We're going to let this bake for about 35, 40 minutes. I'm going to put it on about 350, 400. Depends on your oven. So bake. I'm going to start mine on 350. And we're going to let this bake in there. Again, for about 35, 40 minutes. Just keep an eye on it. Everybody's oven's different. I just want to get the nice little crisp on top. Let that moisture soak up from all the milk I put in there. And that's it. That's going to be our macaroni and cheese. So we'll wait and let that cook, and I'll let you see what that looks like. All right, guys. So we are all done here with the easy vegan baked macaroni and cheese. Again, it was the jalapeno and bacon macaroni. It's cooled off, so this is what it looks like in the dish, and this is what it looks like out. So nice and cheesy looking. So, but we're gonna do our taste test. So if we can have Mr. Coleman.
Yes.
Can I have your assistance, please?
My favorite time. You sure can.
All right. Well, you come on over here and see about this. See about this macaroni and cheese here. So,
all right.
You know, don't now wait before you even taste it. Before you taste this is not the macaroni and cheese.
I know that Mama cooks, right?
No, this is not the macaroni and cheese that I cooked before. This is vegan cheese. It has no eggs. Right. So just take that out of your mind. Okay. Take that out.
Yes,
okay? Yeah. Okay. And just know this is a vegan style. Right. Without the cheese, without the eggs. And from that perspective, tell me how it tastes. All right. Okay? Okay. All right. So I'm just making sure, because I don't want you to be like, this don't taste like your macaroni and cheese. Well, honey, we don't eat that macaroni and cheese anymore. Okay? All right. All right. So, all right. I'm sorry. I had to put that out there because y'all know he's a little critical at times. And I had to make him know this is not that. But I actually took a little taste. I think it tastes okay. But let me see what you think.
Actually, it's really not bad at all. It's cheesy, it's creamy. I mean, it's a different type of cheese though because it's vegan, right? But it's good.
It is good?
It is good. It's good. Okay. It's really good, y'all. It really is.
Okay. I had to like put that out there. I tasted a little taste of it when I took it out. And so he's 3 bites. Okay, so that's good. So it's doable.
Yeah, you can taste the bacon and the jalapeno.
Okay.
Really good.
Good to be vegan, right? Because it is hard to find a good vegan macaroni and cheese. And so the first one I made, I didn't really care for it myself. This one, I was like, okay, I can see myself doing this one. And so we're going to pair this tonight with some bratwurst. I made some bratwurst. I did not show you guys on camera that. That would be on another video. So we have some bratwurst, we have some vegan rolls. Yeah. We're going to put some coleslaw on that and have with the macaroni tonight. But guys, I think it's worth trying out. Vegan macaroni and cheese. So try it out. If you like it and you make it and you like it, you know what to do on my page. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. And of course, share this video.
Yes, please share.
Share it and subscribe.
Yes.
If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. And before I get off here, I just wanted to encourage everyone. I know that we're living in some trying and uncertain times right now.
Yes.
But I just believe that we're on the cusp of something great, a great dawning of a new day. Yes. I thank God for all of my Black brothers and sisters. Black lives do matter.
Yes,
and I want to thank you all for those that are courageous and brave out there just doing what's right, not rioting, not tearing up things, but just out there making your voices be heard. I stand with you, I agree with you, and I love you. And for all those, my Caucasian friends who may say on pages, I see your comments, all lives matter. Yes, all lives do matter,
yes,
but all lives are not being slaughtered and killed out on the streets. It's the Black lives that are being killed out on the streets. So we're standing for our lives. Right. And so we want you to come and stand with us so all lives will matter. And so, but I'm so grateful. I just wanted to use a moment of my platform to let you guys know that I am just proud of us going out, standing for what's right, because I believe that God is going to bring about a great change in this season.
Yes.
We just got to stick together and stand together, because I have a husband. I have 3 adult sons that I truly adore and love. They're all gentle giants, would give anything, would help anyone, but they could be misunderstood because they have dreads or because they have tattoos. And I don't want them to be taken advantage of because their color of their skin, right, or what they wear. You know, judge a person by the character, their heart. And so, but anyway, I just wanted to say that, and I thank you guys for my audience. I thank all of you that tune into my channel. Again, I just pray that, you know, someone will be blessed, yes, by the foods that I cook, by the things that I say. And so, did you have anything to say?
No, you pretty much said it all.
Okay. So, from Cassandra's Kitchen, yes, to yours, we love you. And yes, until next time, be blessed.
Be blessed, y'all.
Bye-bye now.